What I yo? So I left out some things from my last video. All right, so just some important things you guys should know. Like during my first targeting, some of not my close friends, but some people knew what was going on and they tried to tell me, but they were like too scared. So for instance, during my 20 years ago, on my corner, I seen that there was like a new telephone pole or some type of pole, and it was brand new. And then one of my friends is looking at it, he's like, "What's that? What's that?" 20 years later, now I can tell you that's the Stingray. They were intercepting my cell phone. Like, you know what I mean? That's what it was. This is what these police talk about when they say if you're suicidal, they're gonna put you on a watch list. And they said they have Stingray technology that the police department don't want to talk about. The reason I say this is for you people to understand what's happening to you. If you know what's happening to you, you don't gotta trip out. You don't gotta trip out. This is not Freemasonic. Freemasonic is the shit that the feds put out there for you to read, to lose your fucking mind, to just be entrapped. Type in gang stalking, the first things you're gonna see is like Freemasons or just discrediting TIs in general. Niggas talking about dumb shit and God. My channel, when I talk about police tactics, police programs, and threat assessment in the FBI, my channel is hidden. If you click on gang stalking hashtag, you're never going to come across my videos. So again, let me pick off where I left off. So I literally see them put a Stingray. All right, so now I want you guys to know, here's the cops going with some shit. You want to watch this? Here the cops go. See? And perception management, when I was in California and they were doing the run past me shit, a girl did that and I stopped. I'm like, I forgot what it was, fucking 20 years ago. I can't even like remember half the shit. So there was this like Asian girl in California where I lived, and I'd come home from work and I seen her run by me and I'm like, I don't know. She did the conditioned stimuli. And then the next day I seen her again. I'm like, what's wrong? Why you run past me? What is it? And she laughed and she ran past me again. I was gonna knock on her door and be like, what is it? What is it? Okay, so for 20 years later, over 20 years later, it was just bullshit. It was a lie. She only did that because she was told to do that. That was a form of psychological harassment. And in my head, I thought it's because I was on a website and people were recording me, because that would explain why people point their phones at me. So she ran away to not be on the website. Perception management, it's a lie. This is what I'm trying to tell people. You know what I mean? Maybe this big secret that you don't know about is just you're under investigation. That's it. This big lie that you're a pedophile and this and that. I get themes of pedophilia all the fucking time. And they are, in fact, investigating me for pedophilia. But are they really going around telling people I'm a pedophile? Or maybe they're investigating? Then you're going to have to explain this to me. The people at my job that I work for 15 years, and after COVID, there was new faces, right? They know they have to hit me. They have to be compliant with this program. The feds go around and said the cooperation of everybody is a must, including family, friends. Your job automatically is going to know about this because you spend most of your time there. This is all from threat assessment. So, okay, so they're pushing themes of pedophilia onto me, right? I noticed this during my second targeting. This shit is prevalent in my targeting. So, and the people in my building are hitting me with the conditioned stimuli. So they're in the know. They're in the fucking know. I'm telling you now, they're in the know. So if you're going to say I'm a pedophile, if people are going around saying you're a pedophile, I mean, I have children that work at my job, and their parents like the way I play with them. And, I seen one of them on the street and he's like, hey, Trey, he taps me on the shoulder because I don't want to say love, but I like her daughter. She's so cute. She's such a cute kid. She's like 2 years old. She's the sweetest thing next to my sister. You know what I mean? And, if I'm a pedophile, this and that, why would he say hi to me? Why would he tap me on the shoulder? Why do they give me Christmas bonus? If you're a pedophile, things would be different. But this is what I'm talking about, perception management and this big secret. You know what I mean? If I'm a pedophile, why would you greet me? Why would you tap me on the shoulder and be nice and friendly outside of work or on my way to work? Why would you hit me off with Christmas bonus during Christmas time? Like, why would these things happen? So what I'm trying to say with my videos is that maybe this big secret is it's just for you to think that. It's for you to think that, because when you're on investigation, when they're assessing your threat potential, they want to see what you're going to do and how violent you are. So the FBI talks about, how do you deal with being shamed? How do you deal with public humiliation? Do you think everyone's after you? Do you know how to process your emotions? Do you have healthy coping mechanisms? Again, I'm going to challenge TIs and perps alike. Explain to me, how would they know these things? How the fuck would they know these things unless they're testing it in real time? Investigation. They're investigating you. They also talk about, FBI Thursday talks about, do you know how to handle rejection? This explains the honeypots, right? You know, do you see what I'm saying? I can actually see the investigation. Like, let's say it's the Matrix, right? And I can see the green fucking coding. I can see that. Another example is during my second targeting, I was on a plane, right? And when you travel, they go at you, especially at me. Oh, fucking shit, I hate traveling. So everyone around next to me keeps touching their nose, touching their nose, touching their nose. I'm trying to ignore it, and then it actually increases. I mean, everywhere in your peripheral, they have people set up to touch their nose. Whatever the condition, coughing, whatever, scratching your head, whatever the condition stimuli is, they actually increased it where it's not even plausibly deniable. It's like, oh my God, like these motherfuckers don't give a... And out of nowhere, some guy walks behind me. Can you move your seat up a little bit, please? I don't have room to eat. I'm like, I don't have room. And his son's sitting from him. And then he puts his seat up. And then that was the investigation right there. Managed aggression is managing your aggression, not managing people's aggression toward. They're managing your aggression. They turn your aggression up to 12, and then they're going to do dumb shit like that, or bump you in line, or cut you in line. Do you know how to process your emotions? How violent are you? That is the investigation. I don't give a fuck what people say about this. And you perps that come and discredit me, like, yo, I've never met a TI that knows more about this program than me. The only time a TI knew more about this program with me is when I found out like 2.5 years ago when they started my second investigation. And all I did was run into the algorithms set by the FBI to mislead me. Freemasons, religion, bullshit. You know what I mean? And then I found Defeat Gang Stalking official manual, and then I started researching. And then I found a few TIs that talk about what he talk about, and I let that Freemasonic shit go. Like, pass me with that shit. Pass me with that shit. I don't give a fuck that I got people who watch my channel that swear this is Freemasonic. Nigga, educate yourself. Don't come at me with that shit. I don't got time for this. So what my point is, don't fucking kill yourself. That's my point. Ride the wave. When they're harassing you, you know, and you're demoralized, think, how would they, think about this. If I was a pedophile piece of shit, why did they have to plant people to walk by me to look at me like, I remember 20 years ago, YouTube just came out. So they targeted people different back then. And I can show you other targets that went through similar shit. That was fake. The faces are fake. You're a pedophile. That's fake. You know, this is part of their investigation. This is my opinion. So if you ask me, what is this program? This is my answer. Predatory policing on the vulnerable for financial incentive under the guise of prevention. That's this fucking program. So to not be on this program, you got to be careful. You can't be a loner. You can't act. I mean, I don't know. Like, there's so much to unpack. But yeah, so I told you guys my story because now I'm going to make my second targeting. And then I want you guys to tie both situations together. And I have like 10 years of experience of being a soft target. You guys who say that the surveillance is just there to harass you. No, the surveillance is there because these motherfuckers get paid to do that. Nobody is doing, they don't add you on a list for free. You're not on a list for free. The people that follow you around don't do it for free. You know, maybe they get your community to do it for free because they force them to, but you got to understand that this is a business, and the business is problem, reaction, solution. That's the business. During my soft targeting, because they no longer considered me a threat, because I answered all their bullshit, how they say a human being should be like, I got low flyer. I would, at my job, a plane flew over me so low. I remember looking, I was like, whoa, fuck. That's crazy. Like, I remember that. So you actually get flyovers when you're not a hard target. You have people, and again, during my soft targeting, I was followed. I remember I'd be at my girl's house. I'd walk out. I see someone on the phone looking at me. And again, it brought up these feelings during my first targeting, this anxiety. Like, oh no, what's that? Like, I feel uncomfortable. Again, with the people who don't know me, know me. All right? So what I'm saying is understand perception management as a form of investigation to demoralize you, to assess your threat potential. I mean, this is my story. This is my case. I can see the investigative part of this. Also, what they talk about, and this is a video for my second targeting, not really to a continuation of my first targeting, but I got to get some of the shit out. The FBI talks about, okay, how do you deal with life, or what is your coping mechanism, right? So now they built triggers into you. You have PTSD now. They built these triggers into you, and they attach this to emotional states, and they attach this to you thinking you're a pedophile, you're out of society, and like this is this negative phenomenon. So, okay, now they talk about what are your coping mechanisms. So I'm asking you again, how would they know this? How would they know what your coping mechanism is? Well, they investigate. So at my job, they gave me a few days of peace. No triggers, no nothing. It was very minimal, right? And now that day, they had people walk, like now they picked it up. And they had people touch their nose. Then another person in my building, not purpose aside, touched their nose, right? And then again, it brought up, like after my days of peace, it brought me back up to the anxiety again, right? And what did I do? After work, I got off of work and I went to go grab some beers. This is, do you have a healthy coping mechanisms? For you people who think you're fucking gang stalking gurus, like, yo, you can, I'm 95% sure about this. I am 95% sure about this. You have to ask yourself, how does the feds know these things about you? Well, they're going to investigate these things about you. And this is how they can tell, what are your coping mechanisms, right? When you're being attacked, what are you going to do? Are you going to have unhealthy coping mechanisms? Turn to drugs and alcohol? Yes, most people do that. Or are you going to have a healthy coping mechanism? What are you going to do? I can see the fucking green coding. I don't care about YouTube. I'm not here to look cool. I'm here to save people's lives, because this shit is like they did this to me when I was a kid, and yeah, I just want to tell people, like, chill out, calm down. You're not the only one going through this. This is not Freemasonic satanic ritual abuse. This is a continuation of MK Ultra. You got to understand, during MK Ultra, when they were experimenting on people, they tried to fix people. They would erase someone's mind and break their mind through repetition and electroshocks, right? And then they would try to rebuild that person back better. You know what I mean? And 80% of what they did in MK Ultra was destroyed. All we know about is they set up a brothel and gave motherfuckers LSD, electroshocks. Like, a lot of this shit that we don't know about is, I'm going to assume they're using that today. You know what I mean? So again, now with that also behavior modification, they're trying to modify but this is a modern day MK Ultra, and they're trying to, quote unquote, like, help you. Oh, man. So again, if you ask me what this program is predatory policing on the vulnerable for financial incentive under the guise of prevention. So a good way to not be taught, I don't know, like, don't be a loner. Don't, I mean, people can get thrown on this from being in foster homes, because now they're going to, you might be a threat later. It's bullshit. Anyone has the potential to commit a crime. Anyone has the potential of that. So, yeah. So I made my first story to tell you guys about this. And another thing, so if they're going around, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just kind of freestyling on this because I realize I left some shit out. And I do this so you guys know, like, calm down, man. You're not the only one. It's an investigation. Think investigation. Don't think Freemasonic, satanic ritual abuse. Don't think like that. That's at the very tippy top of the algorithms. That's for people who don't want to research. That's like lazy information. You click on gang stalking, you're gonna see the bullshit right away, which is what I believed at first, until I started finding out, until basically Defeat Gang Stalking Manual Official. I looked at his videos, and I was even actually able to sleep after that. I was like, oh, this explains a lot of shit. So now when I do my second targeting, a video about that, then I want you guys, maybe you guys will believe what I'm talking about, instead of, saying, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. What are you talking about? Investigations? Like, yeah, man. All right, later.